From newstalkzb.co.nz.
First for breaking news.
The day of the February earthquake, I was working and I started my shift at midday, so there was a real lull in the newsroom. It was very quiet, and of course the quake happened at 12:51, and just seconds after the quake had happened, our chief reporter in Christchurch, Jo Scott, we received a call from her, and she told us that the quake had just happened. She suspected that it was quite devastating because she could tell the full force of the quake. She was on her way to pick up her children from school. She could see the damage, the roads had opened up and the liquefaction. So we took her live on air, and just her voice, the tremors in her voice, the details that she was able to give us and paint the picture at that time, just in the first few minutes after the quake, I knew that it was going to be serious. The whole newsroom knew that it would be serious, and I think too we suspected that there would be multiple deaths. It's not something that you want to happen, but I think the full impact of the February quake was slowly starting to, emerge. My initial reaction, especially working in the newsroom, it's very hard because you're running on adrenaline, and even though it's tragic and it's an emotional time, as a newsreader, sometimes you have to put all those feelings aside for that moment to be able to deliver the news. Because it was breaking news, I was spending most of my time in the news booth, in the studio. The details that were coming through, the phones were ringing, people were coming in to the newsroom. We had all the staff who worked at 5 a.m. in the morning had all of a sudden come back half an hour after the quake had hit. So the newsroom was very, very busy, and I think even though we knew and we had friends and family in Christchurch, I think everybody just had to put their feelings aside so that we could actually deliver the news to the rest of the nation. And knowing full well too that a lot of people, the power was off, so people don't have TVs, they weren't watching TV, most people were listening to the radio, they had their transistors, so a lot of people depended on Newstalk ZB for the news. My hopes for the people of Christchurch is that they can be able to move on, and I was going to say normality, but what is normality? I mean, that's just gone out the window for those people. I think if they can live day by day and get through the shaking, the aftershocks, and as each day goes on, it's a month, and then as each month goes on, it's a year, then I just hope that they can have some sort of peace of mind and be able to live their lives as normal as possible.